Okay, guys, so for today's video, it's gonna be something that kind of just popped up on my feed. It looks like this is a brand new channel. The guy's got only 83 subscribers, but when I clicked and I loaded the video up, it already had over 26,000 views, which was awesome. The title really caught me, which is why I wanted to check it out. It says, "Can Floyd Mayweather box women if he identifies as female?" Now, I did go back to his channel and he's now at 150 subscribers, and the video has over 41,000 views. So why don't we take a look all together and see how good this is?
If Floyd Mayweather identified as a woman,
Okay.
if Floyd Mayweather identified as a woman,
Okay.
should he be allowed to box other biological women?
I can't answer this question. I'm gonna get absolutely hated on.
Okay, right off the bat, I love street interviews, so this should be good. But the fact that this girl is so scared to answer this question is kind of sad already, but
You put a real man to make a million.
University Avenue, Minnesota.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Confidently say yes?
Yes.
Do you think that would be a fair fight?
Yes.
If the organization forced the female boxers to have to compete and they
Yes.
had no choice? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, a female boxer in his same weight class? Yes. At that point, she would be a woman, and I think it's problematic to say that a woman cannot be as strong as Floyd Mayweather, I guess.
Oh my god, how delusional are you? Okay, clearly these people have no idea about boxing or sports or fighting, because Floyd Mayweather is pound for pound the best boxer in the whole entire world. The guy's record is 50-0. He's never been knocked down, and he's hardly, like, pretty much never been hit as well. So saying a woman in his weight class would be not a problem just because they're the same weight or they maybe look the same doesn't mean that they're the same strength or anything like that. Man, I feel sorry for women these days. What is going on?
No, I don't think it's like fair at that point. I think my perspective is a little different because I'm in sport. I play hockey, so like skating and stuff, like no way. They're automatically faster, stronger.
You're saying if he is who he is right now, and then tomorrow he decides.
And just decided I'm a woman, I'm gonna box.
No.
You're not.
No.
Okay, smart.
Probably not. I mean, I see
Smart.
both sides of the argument. He would kill someone.
Yes, he
This is,
would.
okay, that's how I feel about
I think like the physical strength obviously is very unfair, but I'm all about like trans rights and everything like that, and equality with like gender and everything. So that's why I kind of get sticky in a situation.
I believe so, yes.
Yes?
Yeah,
Would that be like a fair fight?
I believe so, yes. I don't think that biology necessarily equates to someone's skill range.
I don't think it'd be safe.
yeah, no,
Oh.
probably not. Not that it's not fair to trans community, but it's just like it's a hard situation to be in for sure.
Probably not. It's probably way too dangerous.
Kind of on the same page if the other opponent like agrees to it beforehand.
Okay, but what if they don't agree? What if the organization for
Okay, that's a good point because I've said this before. If the opponent that's going against, say Floyd decides to say he's a woman and goes into the boxing ring or the UFC ring, the octagon, whatever the case may be, whatever physical contact sport it is, and the other opponent knows that it's a man and still chooses to fight that person, at that point, I would say then that's on that person. Do I agree that they should still be doing it? No, but as long as both parties know about it, because the issue I had with the whole Fallon Fox situation, if you guys don't know about this, was Fallon Fox was a male, transitioned into a female, went into the female sport, did not disclose that they were previously a male, and ended up fracturing the female fighter's skull. And then it came out that they were a male. So that's where it's a little bit tricky for me.
forces them to have to?
Not then, yeah.
Then you're no.
I say no because men are built different, they're stronger, and I just think this is not equal.
Yeah.
I
think the same thing. I think that there's a different strength involved, and I think that, masculinity is also a thing. I don't think that it would be a fair fight.
If he hadn't had anything hormonally done, then I would say probably not.
If he went through like a hormonal regimen,
Dude, even hormones
blockers
wouldn't
sometimes,
matter.
What would you say then?
I don't know. An A.
I think that'd be unfair for the women who train their whole lives to compete in the sport. And then you have a biological male that does transition to female and just to compete in their sport, and she would win most
Great
of the
answer,
titles.
but look at this guy.
Having already won 15.
Exactly.
15 world records. And you think that him simply taking some hormones or deciding to fight a woman who's at the same weight class as him is going to stand a chance against him when men don't even stand a chance against him? 50-0 is his record. Technically 49-0 because the 50th one I think was against Conor McGregor, but still, that's insane and has never been knocked down.
I still feel like it might be unsafe, like especially for his caliber of how great he is.
What would you say if I told you today that people answered yes to this question? I've had multiple people that I interviewed who said it would be a fair fight.
I just don't believe that in any way, shape, or form. Like, I get the thought behind it. Like, once they transition and they take the hormones, like, you can compete at that level technically, but that just doesn't sit well with me.
I mean, everyone has their opinions on everything, so I guess in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter what I think or what someone else thinks.
But this affects women more so than any other group because it just doesn't happen the other way around. Like, it always happens where...
Exactly. That's a great point. You don't see that in male sports. You don't see a female who's transitioned into a male now affecting male sports and dominating in that because they are still biologically women, so they're not going to do that. And I hate this argument that some women say, it's like, oh, well, it's sports, who cares? Or like, it doesn't affect me because they're not athletes or they're not in sports or whatever. Once this starts to be allowed to happen, it's gonna bleed into all other aspects that affect women. Like, they complain so much about the patriarchy, yet you have biological men identifying as women, invading their spaces and taking over their things, and they're like, yeah, trans women are women, when they're actually men. But then they complain that the patriarchy is still a thing and that women are oppressed. And it's like, I just don't get the delusion. Where's the connection that we're missing here?
Biological men compete in women's sports and succeed and do well. So, like, do you think this is a setback for women's rights? Because I've had some people today who told me this is the future of women's rights.
I guess it just depends on how much they dominate by.
No,
if it's like
it shouldn't
crazy
matter.
Numbers, like they're completely just wiping everybody out, then I think it's not really fair.
Thomas wins the NCAA championship.
I was just happy to be here trying to race and compete as best as I could.
Right. Another trans woman. Rugby.
For the first
or handball, whatever
years
they
of her
say
life,
they call it.
Hannah was Callum, a male handballer who represented Australia.
At the age of 43, nearly double the age of any of the other female contestants.
Fallon Fox, who's an MMA fighter, also went to puberty as male.
See,
like,
here we go.
identifies as female. Fractured a woman's skull during a fight.
Fox delivering the knees, and that's it. Fallon Fox.
That was sweet, huh? Did you like that? Every woman in this tournament better look out.
Being born male doesn't give you a physical advantage competing in female MMA.
Oh, this is a question.
No.
Yeah, this person's delusional.
I don't know much about that at all. Same. I feel like I would have to do more research. I feel like it's completely different if you go through male puberty or not.
100% of athletes who are male identifying as female go through puberty as female.
Well, that's the thing. They're all going to be going through puberty because you don't have sports really in leagues per se under the age of like what? Puberty? Under the age of like 11 or 12? Those sports aren't really like anything in particular. These are like high school people that go on a track and field, other kind of sports, basketball teams, soccer teams, whatever. And then in college, they do the same thing. Like, that's when it happens, when these sports matter, is once they've already passed the age of puberty. prior to that, it doesn't really matter. But even then, boys usually still outperform girls in like physical activities and stuff. So I don't know why this is like a topic.
Yeah, then that's kind of a scary scene.
I don't think they should be able to fight women or whoever that was.
I think they should be able to fight other athletes that maybe identify as they do. That'd be more fair.
I don't know. Isn't it like boxing? It's just like dangerous overall.
Yeah, anybody could fracture someone's skull. I mean, you can, but you have a much higher chance, I think.
Oh
if
my
you,
God, these
especially
women
if
are
you have, like, biological
delusional.
advantage, like with your bone density, with your higher center of gravity, all the things that are advantaged by going through puberty. As being male, you take that with you into a fight. It sounds like you guys are all in agreement.
Yeah, if these women were cracking skulls, it wouldn't be a
all
problem.
being injured like that?
No.
Right? Are there
So if everybody's being injured, it's fine then if a man is fracturing a woman's skull.
Well, again, trans women are women, so it would be a woman.
Oh my
Trans
God.
women are women.
No.
So I mean, that's where we disagree.
USA Powerlifting just lost a lawsuit because they refused to let someone compete in women's sports who went through puberty.
That was
as
in
a male,
Minnesota
but
as
identifies
well.
as female.
A 4-year-long fight has come to an end after a judge
Yeah.
ruled that USA Powerlifting has indeed discriminated against a transgender woman who is banned from competing in women's competitions.
This is
Mostly I feel
crazy.
relief. I think we needed a win here, and it feels good to get that.
Do you think that was the right verdict?
Kind of going back to what I said, like I just think it's unfair for like actual women who are competing and they're
100%.
trying to go against other people, but then somebody with like a higher muscle mass comes in and like is obviously gonna win. I mean, I look back at like the NCAA's for swimming and how a male who, well, now is portrayed as a female,
Leah Thomas, yeah.
raced in
Referring
the
to Leah
yes,
Thomas?
yes, and I think she tied with someone else who was competing, and there was only one trophy, and she got the trophy over another one.
And we swam the 200 freestyle. We tied down to the 100th of a second, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
I go behind the awards podium, but the NCAA official looks at me and says, "Great job, y'all tied. The trophy goes to Leah.
What?
We'll eventually mail you yours."
Like they almost like point them out too much, if that makes sense.
I think they made the right decision, the right call on the line.
Now, in regards to that, I did see someone talk about that the reason that Leah got the trophy over Riley, I think, was because when it is a tie like that and they only have the one medal, they potentially go by who is the eldest in the competition, like between them two, or between the people who tied, whoever was the oldest gets it. I don't know how true that is, but I did hear somebody say that. But in regards to this powerlifter getting, that's just like what happened here in Canada, where we had the coach of Canada's female, weightlifting team go and identify as a woman and crush the previously set record by like almost 100 pounds of weight. But the previously set record was by a trans woman as well. And the trans woman then had a problem with him coming into the sport and doing it, but was totally fine with them going into the sport and doing it. Like, the hypocrisy is crazy here.
For me, like, I don't know, I need to learn more about the science of the hormonal blocking, but yeah, I guess like
You
if I
learn
was
about
a
this in
biological
like
woman,
elementary, high school,
powerlifter
man.
or whatever, I would probably be a little like, is this totally fair? I for sure question it, but like wouldn't be opposed until I got more like hard facts. Like I don't have any like super strong opinion until I know like the facts.
I would say yeah. If we're trying to be inclusive, it's not their fault that they already went through puberty as a male.
What?
And if they identify as a female and if they went through the necessary hormone blocker precautions, I don't see why it's against the rules.
Listen, there's never going to be enough hormones that you will take that will completely mitigate your advantage. This is bananas, and it's a crazy concept to say.
For them to compete with women.
What about the women that they're competing against? Is it their fault either? So should they have to compete, even if they feel like it's unfair?
I guess so. I don't know. I'm just
Okay,
thinking
so
about
yeah.
it.
You're only
yeah,
thinking
I
about the
don't know.
trans
Do you think,
person. You're not thinking
toxic
about women.
Masculinity is the thing.
Yes.
How would you define that or describe that?
I would say just men thinking that they were superior to women because they're men.
Okay.
Simply.
And by simply by men, just people who you mean who identify as male?
Yes.
So we could erase toxic masculinity by more men identifying as female.
I don't know.
Right? Because
I mean, by her logic, snap of a finger, if there's so much toxic masculinity and the men just say, I'm a woman now, then it should disappear, right?
as long as that's what you identify as, then if I do some terrible shit as a guy and then I just say, well, I'm a woman, then it's no longer toxic masculinity. It's something else.
I think that if someone identifies as a man, then they can have toxic masculinity, but if they identify as a woman,
These
then
people are
I don't think so.
So you would be happy about
out to lunch.
this person winning the lawsuit against USA Powerlifting?
Yes, I would.
If they're identifying as women, they're.
I mean, look at these two. Of course they would.
But it's here. It's here in Minnesota right now. So just.
Oh wow.
What do you think?
I think it's wrong. I think that it's just, you know, I'm not against like gay rights and things like that. I just think like it's just unfair, you know, because I just feel like men have a different strength than women, and
You know, it's sad. Sorry for pause again, but it's sad to see people have to like defend, say, like, I have nothing against gay rights or the LGBT. Like, no, it's just basic biology. It's basic science. We all know that men have advantages over women in certain things, and women have advantages over men in certain things. And that's why we have two separate categories. We always have, for that particular reason, especially when it comes to physical contact or physical things. Now, we have done a few videos on Minnesota because they are the like woke state of the US apparently, where they keep passing so many things for gender affirming and this and that. So I'm not totally surprised, but I'm also like very disappointed.
I feel like it's just not okay.
Every athletic organization in Minnesota is going to face pressure that if someone sues them, this is the legal precedence being set in Minnesota. Soon May will find out if they have to pay damages, but they already lost the case here.
Well, maybe they'll overturn it.
Honestly, as a lifter, a lot of women put in a lot of hard work to get to where they are.
Yeah.
So I feel like if a male is to switch, because males are naturally, they have that the muscle mass that makes it easier for them. I feel it's very unfair to the women who have worked very hard.
100%.
If we could come up with an answer that made everyone happy, then someone a lot smarter that has devoted a lot more of their time would have already came up with it.
What do you mean? We already have that. It's called a male division and a female division. They've already been... Oh my God. If somebody came up with a solution, that is the solution. You have men's categories and you have women's categories. Done deal. Nobody needs to think harder about this.
Also, just because there's not a solution now doesn't mean you should ever stop thinking of solutions.
There is a solution.
To, like, better it one day, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I mean, what solution would there be? Changing someone's bone structure?
I mean, it's tough.
Erasing their puberty? Like, what's the solution?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, obviously we don't know a solution now, but like, I don't know. I
Yes,
feel like
we do.
eventually you can come to a way where everyone can be happy. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I think there can be a way to make it fair for everyone.
you might be a little bit more optimistic than me. But anyways, have a great day.
Yeah, you
So
too.
enjoy the warm weather. We're just kind of finishing up filming today. Just wanted to mention a couple things. Everybody's been pretty chill that we've talked to as far as like their demeanor, or there haven't been any
Yeah,
fights. Obviously, we have
except that one
very
girl who
different
kind of like
opinions. We talked to very few
got a little bit
guys
heated, I guess.
today who actually had the opinion that Floyd Mayweather should be able to box biological women. The women that we talked to were more likely to actually say yes to that question.
'Cause they don't
All that's
understand it, I
anecdotal.
guess.
So we could run into different people in a different place and maybe it would be a different thing. I personally think it's sad for me watching a lot of women being willing to let other women have to box men, like be
100%.
forced to, like in these competitions. Let me know if you think Minnesota's on the right page.
No, they're not.
For its future, or if you think it's getting a little bit out of hand and a little bit extreme.
Sorry,
here in
bud.
this state. So, thanks for checking out the video.
Court hearing will determine among I think it was permanent impact. 100% it would be permanent. Wow. That was a fantastic video. I really enjoyed that. I can see why this guy's channel, Matt Abler, I can see why his channel is growing. Like, but I mean, his video, for his first video, already getting 40,000 views. That's fantastic. He did a great job with this. Anyways, if you guys liked it, let me know. As always, I love hearing you guys in the comments section. If you liked his video, go give it a like as well. I'll leave it in the description below. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks so much.